Geminis are often celebrated for their quick minds, social agility, and insatiable thirst for knowledge. But if you've ever met more than one Gemini, you've probably sensed that not all Geminis are quite the same. There's a reason for this, a subtle but profound cosmic detail that reveals itself through the Decans. Each Gemini is born within one of 3 Decans, and each Decan carries a unique planetary influence that adds rich layers of meaning to this already complex air sign. In astrology, every zodiac sign spans about 30 degrees of the sky and is divided into 3 segments, known as decans. Each decan lasts roughly 10 days and is governed not only by the sign's primary ruling planet, but also by an additional planetary ruler that overlays a distinct flavor of energy. These planetary influences create sub-archetypes within the sign, allowing for deeper self-awareness and spiritual reflection. Within Gemini, a sign already brimming with duality and curiosity, these divisions are particularly striking, highlighting variations in communication style, emotional focus, and mental orientation. If you're a Gemini or love someone who is, this breakdown of the Gemini decans may feel like looking into a mirror that finally reflects your subtle nuances. Whether your Gemini traits are razor-sharp and talkative, charming and peace-seeking, or revolutionary and unpredictable, these traits don't appear at random. They are encoded in the stars. If this resonates with your journey, consider subscribing to Astro Gemini and walk with us as we explore the deeper patterns written in your soul's celestial map. We begin with the first Gemini decan, those born between May 21st and May 31st. This group is ruled entirely by Mercury, the swift-winged messenger of the gods and the primary ruler of Gemini. As such, those born in this window are often seen as the purest Geminis, embodiments of the sign in its most crystalline form. They possess lightning-fast intellect, love conversation for its own sake, and thrive in mental environments that keep them stimulated and inspired. Ideas pour into their minds like shooting stars, constant, luminous, fleeting. And they are rarely at rest mentally, always chasing new topics, theories, and experiences. This Mercury-charged Gemini is the ultimate communicator. Whether it's through speech, writing, or even performance, their words dance like air, uplifting others or provoking thought. They have a talent for mimicry, a dazzling wit, and a remarkable ability to shift seamlessly between subjects, social groups, or emotional states. But with that comes a shadow, the tendency to scatter their energy, to become restless or overwhelmed by their own internal whirlwind. For those navigating life as a first Decan Gemini, the journey often includes learning how to slow down and center. There is beauty in your speed, but wisdom in your stillness. You might find it difficult to focus on one thing at a time, yet your greatest power emerges when you choose presence over distraction, when your breath becomes an anchor to the moment. And now, we entered the second Gemini Decan, those born between June 1st and June 10th. This Decan is colored by the graceful hand of Venus, the planet of beauty, balance, and love. With Venus layering its energy upon the Gemini air, these natives often exhibit a softened, more harmonious variation of the sign. The sharp Mercury intellect is still there, but it is now paired with charm, diplomacy, and a magnetic appreciation for aesthetics, relationships, and emotional connection. Second Decan Geminis are natural peacemakers. They enjoy conversations not only for knowledge, but for connection. They value relational harmony and often find themselves drawn to beauty in people, environments, words, and even silence. With Venus acting as a guiding influence, these Geminis often have a strong artistic streak, or at the very least, an impeccable sense of style. They tend to avoid confrontation, preferring to listen deeply, weigh all sides, and bring people together rather than divide them. Yet, there's a delicate challenge here. The Venusian Gemini can sometimes become overly focused on keeping the peace, which may lead to indecision or a reluctance to take bold action. They may struggle with pleasing others to maintain balance, even at the expense of their own truth. But when aligned, these Geminis are like diplomats of the zodiac, lovers of harmony who use their words to create bridges instead of walls. If you've been enjoying this cosmic journey through the Gemini Decans, now's a good time to show your appreciation by gently liking this video. Small gestures of support ripple far beyond what the eye can see, just like the subtle energies of the stars. For those born in this second decan, your life lesson may revolve around learning to trust your voice even when it disrupts harmony. You're here not just to create beauty, but to speak your truth in the midst of it. You are the breath between the chaos and the calm, the artist of emotion and intellect, guided by grace and clarity. And now we arrive at the third decan, Geminis born between June 11th and June 20th. This is where things take an electric turn. Ruled by Uranus, the planet of rebellion, innovation, and the future, this segment of Gemini carries a distinctly Aquarian flavor. The classic Gemini curiosity here is supercharged with vision, originality, and the desire to break free from convention. These Geminis don't just think outside the box, they question whether the box should exist at all. They are the dreamers of new systems, the challengers of stale paradigms, and the architects of a more liberated world. Their minds aren't only fast, they're disruptive, bold, and inspired. Uranus breathes into them a love for the unconventional, an urge to question, and a craving for autonomy. This can make them unpredictable, but also endlessly fascinating.
There is often something futuristic about the way third decan Geminis express themselves. Whether it's through tech, philosophy, or a unique personal style, they radiate an energy that feels ahead of its time. But with this visionary spark also comes a tendency to resist structure. Commitment, routine, or tradition might feel like cages rather than containers for growth. Learning how to ground their brilliance without losing their edge becomes a key part of their personal evolution. To all our fellow cosmic explorers, if you haven't subscribed to Astro Gemini yet, consider doing so now. Each decan, each planet, each moment of your birth holds messages meant just for you, and here we uncover them together. The third decan Gemini walks a path filled with lightning and liberation. You were not just meant to fit in, you were meant to reimagine. And in your presence, others begin to question what they once thought was unchangeable. So whether your soul was born into the first decan, Mercury's realm of swift thoughts and sparkling words, the second, Venus's sanctuary of grace and gentle presence, or the third, Uranus's sky of brilliance and rebellion, know this: you are a constellation within a constellation. Gemini is not a label, it is a journey. It is a living archetype, a mirror of human duality, curiosity, and transformation. And through its decans, we are offered a deeper, more intimate portrait of the many ways this energy chooses to express itself through you. You are not one thing, Gemini. You are the shifting winds, the flicker of thought before it becomes speech, the question behind the question. The decans serve not to limit you, but to awaken you, to remind you that even within the same zodiac sign, no two stars ever burn quite the same way. Your birth time, your planetary chorus, your specific place in the sky, they all compose a sacred fingerprint of your soul's promise.
The first decan is the breathless storyteller, the eternal student, the mental dancer leaping from cloud to cloud, Mercury's chosen voice of movement and translation. The second decan is the lover of beauty, the conversational artist, the empath in motion, guided by Venus's velvet touch and yearning for emotional harmony. And the third decan is the rebel poet, the visionary dreamer, the cosmic disruptor blessed by Uranus, a soul that refuses to color inside the lines because it came to draw new maps for the world. Understanding your decan is like stepping into a more refined mirror. It reveals the subtext beneath the traits, the pulse beneath the personality. And through it, your self-understanding becomes not just informative, but sacred. Gemini is often misunderstood as scattered or superficial, but in truth, it is one of the deepest signs, precisely because it is ever evolving. It holds the sacred paradox of being many things at once. And isn't that what life truly is? You are not meant to fit into a single mold. You are meant to shapeshift, to ask, to seek, to embody the dance between opposites. Gemini carries the wisdom of the twin, not to confuse, but to unify. It shows us that we can be both light and shadow, both still and in motion, both the question and the answer. And when you understand which decan you were born under, you begin to see the deeper mission encoded within your Gemini energy. So take a breath. Reflect. Does your nature lean toward the rapid-fire brilliance of Mercury, the soothing diplomacy of Venus, or the wild electric originality of Uranus? Or maybe you love someone who holds that frequency, someone whose mind moves like stars, whose heart connects through words, or whose presence feels like a spark of revolution. Let your voice be part of this constellation. Share your zodiac sign and date of birth in the comments. Let us map the night sky together. Every story helps another soul find its place in the cosmic puzzle.
If this journey through the decans of Gemini helped you uncover new truths or simply made you feel seen, please support this space by liking the video. That small gesture is a ripple of resonance, a way to say, yes, this is who I am. And if your spirit longs for more astrological insight, poetic understanding, and soul-centered reflections, don't forget to subscribe to Astro Gemini. Here, you are not just another sign, you are a sacred story in motion. Because beneath the stars, where silence speaks and light bends to the rhythm of divine timing, Gemini teaches us that we are never just one thing. We are multiplicity in motion. We are truth wearing 1,000 masks. We are mirrors, messages, and mystery. And that's the real magic of Gemini, not just in what it says, but in how it makes us feel, seen, heard, remembered, alive.